The story begins in the year 2142, when a research vessel owned by Wayland explores the wreckage of a destroyed spacecraft. There, they discover a mysterious space stone. After bringing it back to the central station for analysis, they find out that the stone contains an alien creature. A few months later, the story shifts focus to a girl named Rain, who is awakened by announcements from the mining workers. She lives with her younger brother Andy, who is having breakfast before heading off to work. Rain and Andy live on Jackson's star planet, about 65 light-years away from Earth, far too distant to reach with a regular spacecraft. They, along with the other residents, are contract-bound mining workers employed by the Wayland Corporation. Rain appears cheerful because her contract is almost up. She and Andy dream of moving to planet Ivaga 3, which has Earth-like conditions.
I met my quota, and I should be free.
Fortunately, quotas have been raised to 24,000.
Rain is shocked when she's informed that her contract has been extended for another 5 years. Many workers have resigned, forcing her to postpone her dream of moving to planet Ivaga 3. Rain grows upset again when some children start bothering Andy, her younger brother, who, in fact, is a humanoid robot gifted by their late father to keep her from feeling lonely.
I shouldn't have left you alone.
Rain's friends invited him to gather and told him they had discovered an abandoned space station near the planet. They believed there was a cryosleep capsule inside and planned to steal it so they could escape to planet Ivaga without waiting for their work contract to end.
9 years to get to Ivaga, and you can't make that.
The real reason they invited Rain was because of Andy. As a humanoid robot created by Wayland, Andy had full access to all company systems. They needed him to unlock access to the cryosleep capsule because only Andy could do it.
It has a few parts left.
Aboard the mining ship, Rain and his friends set out for the station. From space, planet Jackson's star appeared cloaked in eternal lightning storms and surrounded by an asteroid belt like Saturn's. For the first time, Rain saw sunlight. If they could secure the cryosleep capsule, the journey to planet Ivaga would feel like just one night, and there they could enjoy sunlight almost every day.
Oh, Class B. What is that?
Decommissioned outpost?
As they approached the space station, they realized it was drifting toward the asteroid belt. According to their calculations, the station would crash in less than 36 hours. That was the only time they had to retrieve the capsule before everything was destroyed. Once the ship docked at the station's entrance, Andy took on his role. As planned, he successfully unlocked the door with ease.
Fuck me, it's cold in there. What's that?
Andy entered the station with two of Rain's friends, Tyler, the calm one, and Bjorn, the mischievous one. Once inside, they realized the station was still equipped with automated security systems, including a gravity generator that turned on and off at random intervals. After exploring the station, they found the cryosleep capsule. However, its power supply would only last for 3 years, while the journey to planet Ivaga would take 9. Bjorn was briefly discouraged, but Tyler came up with a solution. There was a fuel storage room at the end of the corridor. Before heading to the fuel room, Tyler sent the cryosleep capsule out so it could be retrieved by their ship, which was piloted by a woman named Navarro, known for her bald hairstyle resembling Saitama. At the same time, Kay suddenly started vomiting. After Rain looked into it, he discovered that Kay was in the early stages of pregnancy, resulting from her relationship with Bjorn. She had been hiding it out of fear that her brother Tyler would be furious. Andy and the others reached the end of the corridor, arriving at a research chamber divided into 2 sections, Romulus and Remus, named after the twin brothers from Greek mythology, sons of the god of war. The fuel canisters were located in the Romulus section, which had once been used by scientists for research.
This place gives me the creeps.
Here, Bjorn began to reveal his true colors by treating Andy harshly. He told Andy that he wouldn't be brought to planet Ivaga, as the place prohibited the presence of artificial humans. Rain had actually known this all along, but chose not to tell Andy, fearing it would make him sad. But because of Bjorn's words, Andy was finally forced to face the painful truth.
But once we get there, guy Andy.
Upon entering the Romulus chamber, Bjorn found a shock device. Mischievous and cruel, he used it to hurt Andy just for fun.
It's a joke.
Bjorn nearly fell into a pit caused by a spill of hazardous chemical fluid. To his shock, lying nearby was the lifeless body of another artificial human, just like Andy.
Shit.
Soon after, they discovered a room labeled the cryo chamber, a freezing cold area ideal for storing fuel canisters. But just as Tyler and Bjorn managed to retrieve the canisters, the security system activated, the doors locked automatically, and the room temperature began to rise drastically. Andy tried to unlock the door, but failed. In the end, Rain and Navarro had to step in and open it manually from the outside.
I think it's in here.
Upon arriving at the lab, Rain and Navarro were shocked to see a humanoid lying on the floor. Rain intended to take the data chip from the humanoid and transfer it to Andy so he could open the door. Meanwhile, Navarro found an X-ray device commonly used to view the inside of the body.
Yeah.
While Tyler and Bjorn were still securing the fuel canisters, Andy went to the back and discovered dozens of frozen species. However, the rising room temperature seemed likely to wake them up. Shortly after, Rain arrived with the chip she had successfully retrieved. Tyler immediately installed it into Andy's body. Disaster began when the species woke up and entered the water. Tension rose as Tyler and Bjorn struggled to avoid the creatures trying to leap onto their faces. After Andy woke up and managed to open the door, they quickly locked it from the outside and left the place. One alien jumped onto Navarro's face. As they tried to remove it, the creature's tail wrapped around his neck, choking him. In the midst of the panic, Andy suddenly displayed enhanced intelligence. He explained that the alien was absorbing oxygen through Navarro's body, knowledge he had gained from the memory chip that had just been installed, which had upgraded his robotic system.
Andy, do you know how to help her?
But there's someone in this room who might.
Their only hope was to reactivate the half-intact robot body. Once it was powered up, they immediately asked how to save Navarro. But the robot replied that nothing could be done. The only option was to run and leave as quickly as possible.
A seed that will amalgamate with her DNA and rapidly grow out of her.
The robot explained that the creature was a parasite called a parasitoid, which was implanting a seed inside Navarro's body. That seed would grow into a xenomorph XX-121, a deadly alien known from the past. Previously, this alien had caused chaos and killed the entire spaceship crew. When security forces shot it, its acidic blood dripped and burned through the floor.
Dead, only to trigger its swan song.
Shortly after, Rain got the idea to freeze the parasite's tail using a cryosleep capsule's fuel canister. The method worked, the creature detached, and Navarro regained consciousness. Just when everyone thought the problem was over, the robot warned Andy not to let Navarro leave the station. If that happened, the creature inside him could wipe out the entire human population, including those on planet Jackson's star.
Andy? What's going on?
I'm sorry, but we can't let her back on the ship.
Andy immediately intercepted Bjorn, who was about to take Navarro out of the station. However, the hot-headed Bjorn instantly zapped Andy with a stun device.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Come on. We're gonna go.
Bjorn took Navarro back to the ship, leaving Rain, Tyler, and Andy behind. However, Andy quickly got back up and once again stopped them from leaving. The stubborn Bjorn insisted on leaving them behind to save Navarro, who was actually already dying. When Kay woke up and approached, Navarro groaned in pain. Curious about the movement inside his body, Navarro used an X-ray light to examine himself. Chaos erupted. Because of Bjorn, an alien baby was born from Navarro's body. At the same time, the ship that had detached from the station ended up crashing into it, triggering a massive explosion. As a result of the explosion, the station began moving faster toward the asteroid belt. What was originally predicted to be a collision in 36 hours was now only 46 minutes away. Through the monitor, they saw the ship land in a hangar not far from their location. Rain and the others immediately headed there, but the only path they had to take was swarming with parasitoids, making it nearly impossible to pass through. With his newfound knowledge, Andy explained that the parasitoids had no eyes and detected prey through sound and body heat. The only way to get through was to walk slowly, calmly, and without making a sound.
Yours, mine, and everyone else's. We all decided to do this together.
Back on the ship, the newly conscious Kay and Bjorn were shocked to see the alien had transformed into a cocoon and attached itself to the wall. Bjorn tried to kill it using a stun device. The hot-headed Bjorn became the first victim. In a panic, Kay couldn't open the ship's door and called Tyler, unaware that her brother was in the middle of a critical situation that required complete calm.
Kay.
Oh my god, Tyler.
Hearing that his sister was in danger, Tyler's body temperature instantly rose, marked by sweat beginning to pour down.
Run.
The three of them survived thanks to Andy, who shut the door just in time. Meanwhile, Kay had to endure a tense moment alone as the adult alien walked directly above her. Shortly after the alien left, Andy and the others arrived. However, Andy refused to open the door, saying he didn't want to risk everyone's lives. Even though Tyler begged for his sister's sake, Andy stood firm in his decision.
That's the only way. Come on, run!
Uncertain of Kay's fate, Andy took Tyler and Rain on a fast lift down to the Romulus laboratory at the base of the station to reveal the real truth. Through the robot's explanation on the monitor, Rain and Tyler learned that humanity was now dying. The human body was too weak, and constantly moving from one planet to another wasn't a real solution. This was the reason Wayland was founded. After discovering the xenomorph species, they became determined to create a new generation of humans, resistant to extreme conditions. Using alien samples, the scientists developed a serum to enhance human physical strength and intelligence.
Inside, the parasitoids I
The result was the serum now held by Andy, a substance capable of accelerating evolution and drastically enhancing human physical abilities. However, this serum had never been tested directly on a human.
Mission is to take this back to the colony for further development.
Open the docking bay doors and set the hauler on autopilot back to the
Andy's new mission was to get Rain and Tyler out safely. He handed them firearms, not to be used, since alien blood was acidic and could cause the station to rupture. The weapons were only meant for intimidation, as aliens were also capable of feeling fear.
Aim it towards her, and that thing comes towards you. You point it in this general direction, you'll never miss.
With only 20 minutes left before impact, Andy and the others hurried through an alternate route that was already filled with black matter, making it feel like a terrifying cave. Just as they were about to take the lift back up, Tyler suddenly heard his sister Kay's voice and immediately ran toward the sound. Kay was still alive, but had been stuck to the wall as a potential host. Seeing her dying condition, Andy briefly offered the serum to save her, but Rain stopped him, still uncertain about the serum's effects. Upon reaching the front of the lift, Tyler willingly sacrificed himself to save Rain and his sister from the alien attack. He became the third person to fall, following his friends. Shortly after, Andy was attacked from behind, causing his body to malfunction. Rain then took Kay up the lift to the upper level, but upon seeing Andy on the monitor, she couldn't bear to leave him alone. Rain told Kay to go on ahead, entrusting the serum to her. After Rain left, Kay, panicked by her pregnancy, injected the serum into her body, hoping to survive with enhanced physical abilities. Meanwhile, Rain, who had reached the lower level, quickly removed the chip from her neck. As Andy regained consciousness, the gravity system activated, causing everything to float. This condition actually benefited Rain, allowing her to shoot the aliens without risking a hull breach. When they reached the lift path, all they needed to do was jump to slide down. However, one alien grabbed Rain's leg, leaving her behind while Andy had already gone ahead. After escaping, Rain faced a new problem. The gravity suddenly shut off, and she fell freely.
Get away from her.
Thanks to Andy's help, Rain survived. They reached the ship just before the station collided. Rain departed first, marking the end of this nightmare. With the available cryosleep capsules, Rain and Kay finally prepared to head for planet Ivaga, just as they had dreamed. Andy was temporarily shut down for recharging. However, a new problem arose when Kay gave birth. Her baby had turned into an alien seed due to the serum, and its egg dropped into the lower cargo bay. When Rain checked the lower deck, the egg had already hatched and its contents were gone. At the same time, Andy automatically reactivated and found Kay in pain beside the capsule. As he turned around, suddenly, this was the offspring, a hybrid creature born from both human and alien DNA. It immediately attacked Andy and killed Kay, its own biological mother. Shortly after, Rain appeared with a cryotube weapon. But instead of attacking, Rain was the one being terrorized as the offspring slowly crept toward her. Escaping the creature, Rain quickly suited up in a spacesuit. She planned to eject it through the cargo bay. But before the release procedure was complete, the creature struck first and slammed Rain. Seeing the acid inside the egg, Rain decided to use it, and that's exactly what she did. After it was all over, Rain entered cryosleep alongside Andy, who was still in shutdown mode. She promised to repair him once they arrived on planet Ivaga 3 9 years from now. And that's the end of the film. If you enjoyed this movie, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.